Hi, this is Paul Haar from the Saxophonist.org, and I'm here with a review of the Peak saxophone case by BAM. I first became acquainted with BAM cases a number of years ago when I attended a saxophone conference in the state of Texas. I was just getting ready to leave the conference for the final time when I decided to go through the exhibit hall. Folks, don't do that if you want to save money, because I ran across this sleek, futuristic looking case from a company called BAM. It was called the Trekking case. And I didn't really need a new alto case, but it had so many features that I thought was neat. And I figured it's kind of expensive, but you know what? If I get it and I can keep it 5 or 6 years, it'll pay for itself. Well, 16 years later, I still have my Trekking case. And with the exception of a few bumps and bruises and abrasions, I've loved this. I love the backpack straps, the fold-out rain shield that if I could protect my case or I could protect my head if I forgot it. It had exterior pockets. It held my instrument incredibly well. I thought, man, you can't make anything better than that. Well, leave it to the folks at BAM to come up with something, kind of a theme and variation on the Trekking case, and it is called the Peak. Now, this thing looks like a piece of climbing gear, doesn't it? Like a high-end backpack. And it has a lot of features that are similar to the Trekking case. As you can tell, it has exterior pockets. It has the front exterior pocket, which can hold, here I have 4 boxes of reeds in it. The handles are rubberized just as they are on the Trekking case. A little bit of a variation or difference from the Trekking case is that instead of one large expandable pocket, this is 2 same-sized pockets. Here I have an iPad, some music. This could easily hold about 2.5 to 3 inches of music. This is a case that is really designed for the musician on the go who needs something light, secure, something that's not going to weigh them down. Now, what about some of the changes that we see with this Peak case? Well, the biggest one are the backpack straps. Okay, these, let me unhook these here to show you. But first of all, the straps themselves are incredibly supportive, so much more supportive than the Trekking model. And the support of the upper back and the lumbar area of the back are just really fantastic, kind of a memory foam padding that really makes the ride comfortable. Something a little strange about this that I got to share with you is, like the Trekking case, these are adjustable with thumb hooks, and they're detachable. However, there's no pocket to tuck them back in like you could on the Trekking case. So I'm not really sure why they need to be detachable, but they are. One thing that it kind of makes all this extra padding kind of makes a little bit of a problem is it makes the horn a little bit unsteady when you're trying to open it. Okay, but we'll get to that in a moment. A couple other features that are different with the Peak model. First of all, they have what I call a personal pocket. This has a little hole that is reinforced with a stainless steel rivet, so you're not going to wear it out, the fabric. Where you can put your headphones. I have my wallet. I have my cell phone, and what's really neat about this is the edge of the case has a rubberized gusset on it to keep the elements out. Let's talk about that. This does not, if you will notice, have a rain shield. Now, why? Because the fabric that is being used in this case is waterproof. And so you don't need the rain shield. Something, though, my little picky mind noticed is the upper pocket has this rubberized gusset, but the bottom pockets don't. They're fabric. So I don't know if they're expecting the rain and the wind to just go straight down and cover that. I don't know if it would be a problem. But it also has a large cargo net that could hold like a sweater or a coat if you get warm. And it has this side cargo net where you could conveniently put a bottle that they provide you so you can carry water around, because we all know as musicians we have to stay hydrated. There is a downside to having this feature. One of the things that was great about the Trekking case or that is great about the trekking case, were these little tabs right here that came with every case. They were designed to hold the hip-hop soprano case, kind of a two-in-one feature. So if you have a hip-hop soprano case, you know how great this is. Bad news. To accommodate this pocket here, they had to remove those little supports. So if you have a hip-hop case at home and you want to attach it to your Peak, you can't. Not without going aftermarket to have it made. That's something that I'd like to see them correct, because that was a really neat idea with the hip-hop, and I think that's something that really should remain on the new ones. But let's take a look inside. Okay, so let's talk about the inside. You remember me mentioning that the backpack straps kind of cause a little bit of instability. It could be really noticed when you open the case. You can see how it kind of tilts. Now, yes, you can adjust the strap so it's not such a big deal, but my first thought is, why should it be one at all? I really don't think it would take much for them to add that little pocket to recess the backpack straps, and I hope it's something they consider. The interior, as you would come to expect, has an injected molded foam. This foam that's in here is just as sturdy as what I've come to know with the trekking case, but it feels more like a really high quality memory foam. It has the placement for reed cases, a couple of mouthpieces, a recessed portion for the neck, and all BAM cases are kind of modeled after the Mark VI, which is what most modern instruments. This is a P. Moriat that we're reviewing, and as you can tell, it holds the instrument. There's no movement at all. So it's really, really a secure option. The deck lid is incredibly light. The whole unit sells for just around $400, maybe a little bit south of $400. But given that I've had my trekking case for 16 years, I have a feeling, just knowing the quality of materials and the longevity of BAM cases, you're going to have this case for a long time. So if you're somebody on the go who needs something that's going to really perform well and keep your baby protected, check out the Peak by BAM. One thing I want to talk about before we stop. There's been a lot of stuff on the internet, in chat rooms and photos out there, about BAM's materials that they use in their cases. Now, before I discuss this, I want to make it very clear. This case is on loan. As soon as I get done, I'm putting it right back in the box and shipping it to the company. I've not been given any money. I have not been given any products for my own personal use. The only products I get from BAM are those that we're going to review. I know nobody at BAM, and none of my family works there. That's important because there's something that's going out on the internet about cardboard being used in the construction of these cases. Now, that's true, but the way it's being presented could really scare the consumer. And our goal at the Saxophonist magazine is to help you make the most informed purchase possible. Now, let me explain something. One of the things that makes this case light is the use of cardboard in the lid. Now, if this was the typical cardboard that you get your shoes out of, I would probably be concerned if I was a consumer. But it's not. It's a corrugated cardboard that looks very much like this. This I stole from my cat. And it is roughly about the same size of what is used. And you can see these honeycomb cells are incredibly strong. Now, corrugated cardboard, especially in this fashion, has been used in as protection for blunt force trauma. For example, in the stunt industry, they will use corrugated cardboard to help diffuse stuntmen from falling. Okay, this used in a cat scratcher is incredibly tough for them to be able to sheath the outer coating from their nails. It is incredibly light, but incredibly strong. Now, what makes this even more strong and useful for a BAM case is that they inject the honeycomb with a foam, an expandable foam, which thus reinforces the case without adding added weight. Now, still, you probably have a problem listening to it being made out of cardboard. Well, let me kind of dissuade some concerns you may have. I'm about 6 feet tall, 235, 240 pounds. And the entire time I've been talking to you, I've been standing on another one of those. And there's no divot. This case is strong, it is light, and yes, it has a component that is made out of cardboard, but it is something that is only going to add security to your case and something you shouldn't be concerned about. To learn more about the Peak case by BAM, as well as a full written review, please check out www.thesaxophonist.org.